You little crack it.
Yep.
Good job on
Living.
successful.
It's very that I couldn't think of a better outcome for myself.
Yeah, I mean, you grinded so hard all these months.
Oh, that's so good.
It's game time,
Mm-hmm.
and you delivered.
Pacific Northwest beer. Can't go wrong. All right, so we rode 3/4 of the enchilada. One of us rode 1/4 of the enchilada. I wonder who that was.
Is 5 miles even 1/4?
Thank you.
So, this is a great. Oh, to back up, we're still here in Moab. We filmed the first episode, the last episode, excuse me, yesterday. The post or
The pre part 1.
pre-game part 1, part A. Our anticipations. Let's touch on that real quick because that plays into it. I slept like garbage.
Mm-hmm. I overslept, which made me feel like garbage.
Yeah, you snort a lot, which made me feel like garbage.
I had a dream about fighting Taylor Swift.
Man, that's a
That
solid dream.
Oh, I woke up stoked, but that exhausted me because it was a lot of work.
She's probably, yeah. Anyways, never mind. Giving her way too much airtime as it is. Yeah. So, this morning, get up, had some stoke.
Yeah.
Had some, like, this is it. This is what we worked for over the last 6 months. We, had breakfast, packed up, and then got onto the shuttle, got a rental bike, so got on the shuttle, get to the top, and like the only downside to this trip was I left my GoPro clips.
The adapter.
But
Cut your mount.
yeah,
Low top.
so like I couldn't film. I mean, and that was like the only thing that went south. But
That was the fun.
that was the downside. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like everything else is perfect.
Yep.
Um,
But I brought mine because I'm just more responsible, and I was able to film you, and we got some good footage. We had fun.
Why don't you like okay, so we couldn't go all into the top. I think we mentioned that yesterday just because there's still snow at the top. So we dropped in a little bit below the snow line. Pretty cool. The first grinding session, getting used to it, warming up.
Yeah, well, we weren't on our normal bikes. We both ride 27.5. We're pretty committed to that wheel size of our bike. So we rode bigger bikes to 29ers, which allows more travel to go over rocks and stuff. So had some fun, but I felt so tall at the beginning, and it was just like and
a little bit getting used to.
yeah, and I'm so picky on my grips being thicker, and which affected my arm. But overall, that didn't matter. Like it was like it took a second to get used to.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And
Felt great to ride together again.
yeah, and like it's also like, oh, we're here. Like we worked hard. We wanted to do this for a long time. Even before we made it a countdown. And all this prep.
Yeah.
And I forget my mount clips.
Yep. It happens.
I mean,
Let's stop. I'm gonna pause real quick. No, the window.
Oh,
I think it's okay. I think it looks good.
Oh, are we still going then?
Yeah, if you want me, I just wanted to pause real quick. I can edit out, but
I'm good if you're okay with it.
Will you sit right here real quick while I look at it? Just to double check. Oh yeah, it looks good. Oh, you're good. You look so good.
Yes.
Yeah, and we were with, this was not our group, but like with the shuttle, we were with 3 vans full of other mountain bikers, and
it's always fun.
Yeah, we had fun. There was one guy that made us about 15 minutes late, Dave, because he was thorough, and so we got to pick some fun on him, and he was a great sport about it, and it was just classic mountain biking, like a good time. Everyone's stoked,
Oh.
and
It's good to see just the beauty
the dude.
that Moab has, from snow-covered mountains, and if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see some, videos, but also, pictures on Facebook and Insta, about those, because yeah, I mean, you got the cliffside and then what looks like Monument Valley and just gorgeous.
Yeah,
There's one where you're, like, hanging off this cliff. I wouldn't do it because I was too scared.
yeah.
I know my
I felt like I was
limits.
a little overstimulated on the excitement, so I couldn't take everything in. Like there was a moment there where I looked at everything and I was like, I should be more blown away than I am. Like this is awesome, but then I had to pause,
Sure.
take some video pictures, and I'd ride up right to the edge and look over, and
Yeah.
um,
That's one thing. I mean, it's not a complaint of mountain biking for me, but it is one thing where it's just like if I get a flat tire or whatever, where I'm like having to walk, it's like, oh man, this trail's gorgeous.
yeah,
And I should get that opportunity because
mhm,
I'm like grinding through um yeah, so I could understand that. I mean, because it was like breathtaking, like oh my gosh, like this is huge,
mhm.
you know.
And we rented some great bikes through Chili Pepper Mountain Bike Shop and
Plug
Coyote
shuttles,
Shuttles, which they're partners in. Everything went smoothly. Everyone was great. It's just good mountain biking.
and then comes the area that we both were like, okay, this
This
is
is easy. Oh,
I mean, easily gnarly.
yeah.
Uh, where let's scout this out. You want to explain the notch
This
or snitch? Snatch.
yeah.
There's two of
There are
them.
two. There's a notch that is a triple black, and there's the snotch that is a double black feature.
We chose the easier one of the two.
Yes, and we've been hitting good rock tech, good drops, good, having a blast. Prepping. It was in the back of my head. We both have seen videos of this, so
How to execute it and
yeah, how to execute it if we want to do it.
line.
We
Right.
both yesterday agreed on if this isn't
If you're not feeling it.
if I'm not feeling it, we don't have to do it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna let pride get in the way.
What's
Eh,
pride?
I don't know. It's something that I've heard that's terrible and it ruins our world. Anyways,
People break things when they have pride.
the world goes to war on pride.
Oh.
Um, we roll up to it and immediately, because things on video versus thing in person.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like on video, you're like, oh yeah, I got this all the time, and then in person, you're like, oh fuck. And we rolled up to it, and I was like, oh, I think I built this scarier in my head. I think I got this. I might have it. And you and I, we went down it. We checked it out. We looked at it, and I was like, dude, I just gotta hang on and have control on it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's a drop to a hairpin drop to a climb or, real quick, and then drop hairpin and drop.
yeah. And the drop is what I was working on. That I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. The drop is literally like, I mean, it's been described that I've heard it of like it's like being on your second floor building, rocks down to the ground.
Hmm.
And in a very, I mean, you got this wide, like, and you got a rock wall right here, and just and all of it was just like, oh, this is like it goes and then a little bit flat, and then and I was like, oh, dude, I've hit similar stuff like this, a little bit smaller, but stuff because
No, yeah.
a mental game, it's a mental game.
Yeah.
So I messed around with it.
While I was like, "You know what? I'm okay not doing this."
Yeah, you were
I'm older, I have broken myself before, and I've missed out on, like, life with my kid and my wife and stuff like that being broken. So I was totally fine being like, "Hey, I'm gonna just walk this." So walk it. You can't walk it, you've had to climb down. I mean,
it's almost as dangerous walking down.
yeah, seriously, I was like,
Um,
so I went down the bottom. I was like, dude, I mean, if you want to do it, I'll film you, bro, kind of thing. And so we were setting up for that.
yeah, and there's so many drops, things that come up, things that came up on this trail where I was like, I know I can do this. I'm just getting in my own head
Yeah.
about it. easily roll it, or if you didn't do it, I would, oh, should I not do it then? Just some of these,
Your wise brother.
these takes, my wise brother. Yeah, exactly. And so you know what? I'm here, and I've been building. This has been the crux of the trip. Like I wanted to hit this, and I.
So can I interrupt you right there? First off, I really admire your mental game there. I mean, you took your time in a good way. You were calculating things. You were, you know, planning things out and stuff like that. And I think that was it was really cool to see. So it wasn't just haphazardly. I think you were weighing the risks versus the reward. I think that's maturity speaking.
Yeah, thank you. Well, and I was even talking about with Haley before this. It was just like I have no problem ditching this. Like for fun, it's like she has 2 kids who I love and want to be with and take care of and play with. So and I remember when you broke your wrist or your arm and you
Were you there when I broke my arm?
was I? It was kind of my fault, and I take total ownership of that. My brother in 2017, 2018 broke his wrist, and it was my fault. And he had a young son, and couldn't like.
That time I'll never get back from. Anyways, I mean, just continue. I mean, yeah, that's water on the bridge. Obviously, forgive it. Yeah,
No one holds each
I
other.
mean, it hurt a lot, and my wife was really mad. But
But anyways, I wish he had like dude. I got these that love to wrestle with me, love to be carried by me. Like I work out so I can take care of these kids, like I can be there for them. And so I had told myself a couple days ago, it was just like, I need to be, healthy for them.
on the flip side,
Yes.
I think you and I, as men, and men in general, and women too, I'm assuming, but
Thank you for calling me a man.
you're a man. You're a man. I mean, there's a risk, right? I mean, we're warriors, or we've got these primal instincts and stuff like that. But so it is that sign of like, I'm domesticated, and I'm not saying that like marriage or girlfriend and stuff like that and domesticate you, but just the responsibilities of, you need to settle down. There's some smarts with it, but there's also like, oh man, guys weekend. I just need to get out.
Yeah.
And grind and flex and just this is a goal I have, and I feel like that's where you were at. So continue on.
Yeah, I think so. Like, anyways, I was sitting at the top of this and, watching it, talking to my brother who's down below. There was no one. The whole trail before we were coming up on people, looking at the views, taking videos, talking to people, having a great time. Like, and then I expected a lot of these people we'd come up on because we were there when we took this
Half hour, I swear.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
literally a half hour, just
Surprising.
checking everything out, and so that was interesting. Something to be noted. But I looked at it for a while. We made some jokes. We're talking about things that you've dealt with coming up on a big feature. Excuse me. And you gave me no pressure. You're like, dude. At first, you were like, hey, let me know when you're ready to go, and I'll film. And then you were like, whenever you're ready. You don't have to say a thing. I'll just start filming. Here I go.
And you went.
I was committed. That was the biggest thing is like, you got to commit. I'm about to put a foot down. There's none of that
You
here.
can't. I mean,
You can't. And and you were starting about 2 feet, foot and a half before getting on your pedals to go down.
You're right on a hairpin.
Yeah, there is no, I'm gonna roll up to this. My feet are all planted, ready to go. It was like, all right, get feet planted, let's go. And I did that, and I felt confident. I was low, and then my back wheel. I'm pretty sure my back wheel just got hung up on the boulder to get over before you go down. And then I went down a little bit, and I was going slow, and I just don't know how this happened, but
I got my ideas from what I saw, but go ahead.
yeah, there was a down and then a cuckoo, and at that cuckoo, my 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 handlebars went sideways, and I flew over, and I dropped like 4, 5, 3 feet. I don't know.
No, make it more impressive.
18
Kilometers.
so many feet down, and I landed on my head and my shoulder, and I immediately got the wind knocked out of me. Like, it's like, oh, let's go. The video, we got it on video, we got it on GoPro, and we got a video too. And the video is like, I'm going, and it was like, oh yeah, and then just wind knocked out of me. Yeah, and
I've heard that before.
yeah, and for some reason, my brain was like, let's turn off the GoPro.
Hey, damage was done.
That still blows my mind, but I would have liked to have kept it filming. But oh man, like I knew something was wrong, but I was like, oh, it might be okay. I was going back and
You
forth.
just a few minutes to get your breath.
Oh yeah, take a few minutes. You were great.
Nobody was coming.
Yeah, you were just like, dude, breathe.
Get up, you pansy, the cake eater.
For the record, Drew he used to be an EMT, so he has a lot of patience with
Patience.
Yeah.
Jack.
And he's just like, hey, whatever you want to do. And oh, do you want me to get, I'm like, don't freaking touch me. Just here, just study breathe.
Tickle you.
Well, and that was the big thing. My feet was in the air, and I'm like, I'm trying to breathe, and I'm like, I kind of just want to sit up.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to tickle you.
No, I know. Anyways,
EMT tactic.
yeah. So I get set up finally. You maneuvered me on the cliff side part, and I got up and I stood up, and I was just trying to catch my breath. I have this massive cough from the sick, and I just wanted to cough so bad, but I couldn't get a full breath in yet. Like I hit my back, my lungs, everything is getting all messed up. I can breathe now, but like, and we're at crazy high elevation, and but literally the biggest thing with mindset, I was just like, dude, thank God. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I could not have been able to get up. Like, I could have had a brain injury. Like, you asked me if my head was okay, and I was just like, dude, Smith helmets. I had a half shell MIPS that.
Where's your helmet? Oh,
it's over there. But like, it's got dents in it, scrapes. I hit my head hard, and I remember hitting my head and being like, oh, I feel great. Like that, my head is small. It was awesome. I feel so fine. Especially when you ask me, how's your head? Is your head okay? No ringing, no dings, nothing. It was just, I felt really grand. How's it?
MIPS.
MIPS is a,
anyways.
Yeah. Anyways. So, but I literally was just like, thank God. I could have been so fucked up from this.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, thank God Drew was there.
Yeah, that was a given.
Yeah.
But yeah, seriously though, thank you that you were there.
Guardian angel.
By myself, that would have sucked. So my brother got me wrapped up because he has experience with this as an ex-EMT and getting things spun. Anyway, okay. Case in point, I broke my collarbone. This is
pretty sure
this is broken. This is broken.
How's your head?
In some point, in one way or another, it's broken. But my head's fine.
I'm waiting for your head to be broken.
But like, I couldn't move certain ways without very sharp pain. And I thought it was fine at first, but as the adrenaline started going away, I'd move and I felt a click. I felt bones rubbing, and I was like, I think
it's like, let's get some ibuprofen in, guys.
You dumped ibuprofen in me real fast. Got some water. Got the electrolytes. Just took a breather. And then like a group of 10 guys showed up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
No, 4.
Yeah.
And almost all of
90% of them. Well, I think only 2.
2. Yeah. 2 hit. It was probably more than 10 guys, but 2 of them rode down the snotch. And
it was gnarly. How do you do?
It was gnarly. Yeah, it was sick. I was like, oh, that's how you do it. Cool. And they're asking, if I'm okay. And like, as some of them walked down, I wanted to grab their bikes to help them as they're climbing down this cliffside. You help them. And they're like, asked how did it happen? Like, holy shit, dude. Like, that's crazy. Watch the video you took. One of us was like, can I get a video? Yeah, just show my friends.
We made fans.
Yeah, we made fans. And like, But what's cool though is like one of them, because a couple of them are sizing up if they should do this or not, and they're like, dude, you know what? These guys, because we had to go back up the snotch to be able to.
Well, we had to decide like how to get out of there.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they had been there before, so like actually, it's probably easier if you go back up this story, click and
rocks.
cliff, and then hit the Jeep trail, and then hit the shuttle. There's a lot of cars up there, stuff like that, as opposed to going down, a roundabout way. Who knows what's there and stuff like that. So, anyways, continue.
Yeah, yeah, and so I was like, I'm just thinking, I'm like, dude, I can barely lift a leg, hot, up above parallel with my hip to be able to climb up this, and this is a straight up climb. I have to, this arm was good, but
I had to use 2 hands
you had to use 2 hands.
to get up.
But they were like, dude, let's just create a train. Let's get this guy up this cliffside. I got emotional. I was just like, people taking care of you. Like it was like, dude, guys, you guys are freaking awesome. Like, they all stood on the cliffside. They grabbed an arm, and I was like, just don't yank me, please. Like, if anything. And
Did they push your butt up?
I don't know if they had to, because I was able to plant a foot and then go up and then just, oh, thank you, and then the next guy up and one.
They did that with our bikes too.
They did with our bikes too, which was great.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
thank
you
you
did
for
it.
you. And I had a guy who was like, dude, I broke my collar. He's like, did you do it this way or this way? And I was like, it did this way. He's like, dude, you're gonna heal up soon, because I have a lot of summer plans.
Yeah.
With mountain biking, I have whole summer plans with Haley. We've been planning for this, so I'm like, I'm upset that I had put a kink in those plans.
At this time, I don't know what time it is. At this time, of course, it's not on. It is what, 4
Yeah.
Mountain time?
Uh-huh.
Does Haley know?
She does not know. Haley's okay, power couple. I went to Moab, and Haley's in Santa Cruz on her own doing a skills clinic, mountain biking. She had a minute to text me because she has bad service, and she was like, dude, I learned how to hit a booter and jump. And I'm like, babe, that's freaking awesome. Like, I was just stoked. I was hit a booter too. And I'm like, I'll tell her later. But like, I didn't want to ruin her little trip, but so I wanted to hear her voice. I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to, I didn't want to over worry her, but like, and I know she'll take great care of me, but she currently doesn't know. But she will.
And I think
later tonight.
I mean, I didn't say a judgment wise, but just yeah.
And then yeah, the guys, they all got me up there, and then we got to where we could what?
How'd we get there?
Where?
Like, I mean, you couldn't even hold a bike or your gear.
The guys. Oh my.
Yeah, how did you
getting there before you asked for credit just now? So I would hike, and I hate people waiting on me. I love helping everyone. So I'm just like, I want to grab my bike, but I definitely was like, I'm gonna let my brother freaking grab my bike. So I'd hike up, he'd grab both bikes and my backpack and move up, and then back and forth. There was a section where I could hop on my bike and just coast down. I told you about that, huh?
Yeah.
There. I know. I was trying to tell you. It was right before we ran into those couples that offered me acid. But like,
Offered you acid?
They jokingly were like,
I didn't even hear that. You're like, can I have some?
yeah, I was starting to coast down, and then you're like, I'll get your bike, and so I walked on, and I met up with this group, and they're like, do you have, everyone ran into was, do you have water? Do you have food? Do you need help? Do you need anything? And then they're like, do you have drugs? Like, do you? And I was like, I got 800 mil of ibuprofen, and they were like, oh, if we had like acid or something like that, that was just some harder. He's like, hey, give him some oxy. It's like, oh, that sounds great, but and like they didn't have any. Sure, yeah, they were totally kidding. But they're like, dude, if you guys need anything, just let us know. We'll be up the trail. And so, because they were climbing up too for summer.
It was the Gallon 2 guys, right?
Yeah.
So they were headed to.
They're like, if you go over to this cutoff, there should be some shuttles. There's a lot of cars out there.
Yeah.
Someone's bound to help you. They're like, but we'll give anyone heads up that's out there.
Yeah.
So it was pretty great.
So I took both bikes ahead of you. Got to the parking lot before you, because you're just taking it easy. You're evaluating yourself and just bumps and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, just walking up tech and
And lo and behold, I mean, like, there's a ton of cars around, but it's still like, okay, these cars that parked here, and they're going.
They're currently riding
And
down.
then lo and behold, a van full of bikes comes up.
Yep.
A shuttle rig, and it's just like, oh, thank God. And it wasn't even a company we went to. He just went up to them and was like, "Hey, brother broke his collarbone. Can you take him out?" She's like, "Oh, sure."
Yeah.
It was just a piece of cake.
Yeah, this was Hazard County Shuttle, and this was Katie, and she was great. She was super nice. She's like, absolutely, like, which was super nice. And then I told my brother, I was like, dude, go finish the ride. Like, you don't have to stay. And you were very conflicted. You were like, is this a D-bag move?
Well, two things. One, like, bros before hoes. No, I mean it's. I mean, there's things that you just like, hey, okay, we're in this together. We planned this together. You broke yourself. Okay, we're in the hospital together. Blah blah blah.
Totally, yeah. You stick together, yeah.
And so I was completely like, okay, but you were like, dude, I'll be fine.
I was feeling pretty good. Yeah.
But I was also completely like, okay, I'm on my own. I don't have the map. I mean, it's a network of trails. Like, and then what happens if I get hurt? I'm thinking this as I'm riding, like, and then there was a piece of us like, yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks not having you, like, because we planned this together. Now I'm going solo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No.
very unexpected.
Well, and I could tell, like, you wanted to keep riding. You wanted to go finish it, like, but, like, more so you wanted to be there for me, but I could tell you wanted to still ride. So I was like, dude, hell yeah, go.
Well, it's kind of like, you're not gonna mess this up for me, something like that.
I would have felt more bad if you stayed.
Well, you said that, yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, no, I would be more stoked if you went. I'm feeling okay. You already took care of me. I'm on the shuttle. I'll get back. You gave me the car keys so that I could get back to the hotel. And
So I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Yeah, because there's some people that was just like, no, you're gonna be in my pain with me, or what the kids are. So I appreciate you being like, no, you're here. Go for it. I'm safe.
yeah, if I
I'm taking
broke
care
my
of.
whole body, sure, I guess. I don't know. But, like,
Oh, wow. I mean, so it was like 2 breaks the limit?
I said the whole body. But, like, if I was in critical condition, something like that. But, like, and a lot of the guys told us, they were like, dude, you're handling this with strides. Like, you're doing well. And I was like, oh, thanks. I'm just doing what I do from what we've learned. Like, just pushing through. Like, yeah, it hurts. It sucks. I could be super pissed off.
Actually, I will say, like, I mean, we're blood brothers. Huh?
How were adopted?
Well, I mean,
Sorry, go ahead.
we haven't told you.
Well, you've been told multiple times.
I know who just wish you were. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I mean, they're what was I gonna say? Now I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
We were talking about strides that I had taken this in strides.
Yeah, no, so we're blood related, and my knee jerk, like, when I broke my arm, like, when riding with you, I was pissed. I was pissed, and I wasn't necessarily pissed at you. It was just pissed because, like, damn it, why did I choose to? I mean, because actually, funny it was a drop as well, but clearly not as big. It was just different, and I wrecked because I was trying to avoid you because you were standing on the trail.
I was gonna say, for the record, I was in front of him. We were both riding. We were in Hood River, and we were riding, and then a drop was coming up, and you were right behind me, and I slid on the brakes because I was not ready for this drop. No?
No.
What was it?
Nope. So, is where there was like a lot of us. There was like 7 of us.
Well, yeah.
And so we're coming around this corner. Like, it literally was a corner, like kind of a blind corner ish. And some guys of our friends that were riding with us, like, went down it. Others walked it. I was last in line just because I was like being with Jeff.
Our other brother.
And so I came on the corner. I was like, and people were walking down. I was like, oh, dude, I could hit that. So I backed up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And so then I come plowing around the corner, and you're standing on the trail doing, like, some, like, raising your hands up, like, hey, looking away from me.
Okay.
To the other guys.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like coming around the corner, like, damn it, you're right there. And so I veered off course and hucked a flat probably 10 feet.
I was gonna say it
And-
was like 10 feet. Yeah.
And broke my arm, like S curve.
Dude, he did an S curve as his arm. Maybe we'll share some pictures of that.
Hi, you can't even look at that. No, I was angry because it was like, damn it, like
It's not for you, it's for them.
I ride all the time. This is doable. My other brother had my arm, pads that could have saved that. So I was really, what's that?
You think so? Those pads would have helped?
I don't know. I don't know if I would have landed different.
Yeah, I don't know.
For what, but I mean, it's all with a blinking eye, right?
Yeah.
As you know. But I was just angry. I was angry because I'd have to tell my wife that I broke myself. I was angry it just happened. So I mean, kudos to you for just like you were just chill. You were. I mean, I feel like you were sad because it's like, damn it, like now I can't ride the rest.
Yeah, I was really
Wanting to
myself for not saying like, dude, I should have just like, it's all good. Let's keep riding the whole trail because the rest of the trail was some gnarly tech.
Well, I mean,
new experience, but like,
but yeah, so from drop off to the snotch was 5 miles.
yeah.
So
It's only freaking 5 miles.
so you didn't have a chance to like warm up. I mean, that should have been like our like,
Yeah, I know they should have, but like, I don't know. It was such a learning experience. Like, I'm like, all right, I don't need to be a daredevil. I have nothing to prove.
Well, I don't even think you were trying to be Durant.
No, I don't think it was, but I'm just like, dude, I'm fine having the fun mountain biking that I do. Like, it's still a lot bigger than other people do, but it's not double black, like, or almost triple black. Like, this was a big feature. It was one of the biggest features I've ever tackled. And, so this was a learning curve, and I feel like God like had a hand in it to where I could have fucked my brain up. I could have.
I like how you always like mention God and then you say like some curse word
Because
not at him.
Yeah, no, I know, but because the F word is the most of something, so I could have the most of something of my brain.
When posting this on our podcast, we're gonna have to hit the explicit button.
Yay! Yes. So, anyways, I could have effed myself up multiple, and I'm like, I got up. I'm glad it wasn't my legs, my knees, my ankles, my face, my brain. This was, there was a kid when I was riding BMX in high school. He at the skate park. He took my bike and wanted to ride around. Oh, bye.
Yeah, see you later, Matt.
And he had a jump and then he broke his collarbone. He was like 10, 11, 12 or something like that. And so I had that in my mind when he did that. And I was like, oh, he did that on my bike. And
So here I've got your helmet.
yeah.
Actually, you only have one scrape mark. There's not even really there's a little bit indentation on the right side of your ear
Smith, dude.
area. There's a little bit there, but it's interesting that you hit rock
Yeah.
this way. I know, Randy.
Yeah.
I know.
Anyways, but anyway, on the shuttle, I got to talk to the shuttle driver. We got to like compare, just like getting through depression. Things we've gone through, changing my
Like an hour drive.
Oh, and I even documented a little bit on the GoPro of just like how beautiful everything is. Like, because some of the areas we went through, I was like, holy crap! It was camping. You could see where Remy went on a huge illegal fake cliff, and a pro mountain biker from Canada. It's wild, but and she was like, yeah, I really had to shift my brain, thinking for a couple years ago, everything I went through. And I was just like, that's what we're doing, and yeah, she was great. And she even offered, she was like, if you want to drop off your rental and then I can take you back to the hotel. I was like, oh, we got our car. I can take you. Thank you. It was just super cool. Like, it was just,
which I mean is total testament to mountain biking community.
Yeah, dude.
Between those 10 guys, and I think there was a gal in there, which is beast mode.
Yeah.
Them helping us, helping you, and then just like, yeah, sure, of course we're gonna take you down the hill. And shuttle thing. We threw beer money or something.
And other people were just like, dude, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, holy crap, when did you do that? And like, and how would you do it?
An hour ago?
Like, oh my gosh. And like, so anyway, I got back to the bike shop, returned the bike, and they're like, do you want take you to the hospital, like, what can we do
Yeah.
for you? Which was cool. They checked out the rental bike. It was all good to go. But and then Moab Brewery was right next door, and I was like, I'm getting a beer.
That's right.
Like, I'm gonna go. We're gonna just, had some great beers from them. It's one called FMU, which you could probably guess what it stands for, double IPA, but it was bomb. Had a burger. I was kind of hanging on in the bike shop, waiting for you a little bit.
Yeah, I was
like,
long.
Yeah, I was like, should I get back to the hotel and then just sit here for a second and leave? And then I got here, rested for a while, and then you called me finally, and it was all good. And
Well, yeah, I mean, because you text me and I'm like midway through, and I'm like, I have no idea where I'm at because
you're right.
blind,
Yeah.
and because it's not really clear like trail definitions because you get into the slab rock and it's like I could go this way, I could go that way.
Yeah.
I have no idea which kind of thing. And think of it, there was exactly. Think of it, there's a lot of people around riding. And then of course as I get closer, because I finally saw the Colorado River from up top, the ravine, and I've got pictures of that. But was like, oh sweet, okay, I know the Colorado River is towards the end. And then it got tech as hell, man. Like, by this time I'm
So jealous.
16 miles in, and I'm pretty beat up. Dead sun all day long. It was 82, I think today. It was just
warm today.
There was no protection. And then, but then, yeah, at the end, it's chunky tech to where it's like, okay, I'm going down this chunk, and then I gotta climb the chunk, and then down the chunk, and I started to like fade, and of course at that time there was no cell service,
Right.
and then I did see the parking lot next to Colorado River. It's like, oh sweet, okay, the parking lot. Oh crap, I gotta still ride.
To go through the tunnel.
Yeah, I still gotta ride 6 miles.
Yeah, back to town.
I mean, thankfully it was a paved path, but still, it was just like, oh boy,
That extra in the heat.
my legs started to cramp up, kind of thing. But the beauty for me, and I mean, sounds really selfish because it is, like it was nice to like accomplish the goal. Just so self-serving. I feel bad saying it, but like, I mean, because I wanted to complete it, and I wanted to complete it strong. And for the most part, until that last 5 miles of tech hit, like my legs were strong,
Yeah.
body was strong, my back wasn't hurting me.
I love that.
I didn't feel sick.
Sweet.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I downed so much electrolytes and water, but Mountain Opposite's my friend.
Did you got some more food?
Oh yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah, fueled up. And I got to a point where like, okay, I'm gonna stop taking pictures. I just want to grind this and get it done. And it was so fun. I'm sorry to say it, but like,
It's okay. I'm glad you had last.
yeah, I mean, there was just I was you know how we always talk about like trails, like, oh man, there's some gnarly tech, and I'm always like, yeah, give me the smooth like flow trails. Like I was going through some, I was like, man, I'm actually really good at tech.
Oh yeah.
This was good, and I was
Once you get through your mind of what your bike and you can handle.
yeah,
Totally.
and I was warmed up, so I mean, I was hitting like 2-foot drops just fine. Whereas before we weren't warmed up and we were just timid. But yeah, it was a blast.
I love it. I'm so glad that you, because I was getting worried not hearing from you, and because I came here and I was like, I'm just gonna edit videos, so I'm just gonna add what we got and start working on stuff, and I was proud of that. I'm not sitting here like, oh, my arm hurts from my collarbone. I was just like, oh, let's
What was that?
rumor. And I was proud of that. Like, I didn't cry at all. Like,
Not because there's anything wrong with crying.
there's nothing wrong with crying. I'm a big believer
You
in
weren't crying for yourself.
I was just impressed because growing up my whole life, if I hurt myself, I'd cry. Like, that was just a thing. And I'm glad
Usually we were hurting you, so
Huh? Yeah, it's true. That was both my brothers beating the crap out of me. But anyways, I don't have a mom to cry to anymore. But just
cancer.
yeah. And yeah, so I just wanted to make sure you were good. And then you were like, you called me finally. You're like, dude, I'm like 2 minutes from the hotel if you can have the car ready. So I jetted down, threw on the AC on the car, got the back seats down so that you can put everything down. And
There was a side of me that was just like, I think I can make it to the
right.
rental thing.
But
But
regardless, I'd have to drive to anyways. True. So
but honestly, I was like, no, I would get to like spider
monkey,
what
poison spider.
poison spider, not my thing, which is not, but I never rented.
Yeah.
Which is on this side of town. I would have gotten to that and be like, okay, can you guys just take this bike?
Yeah, just kill me.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got there. We drove down back to the bike shop, and the bike shop's like, "You guys are still here, or I'm still here," and other guy like Dave that like messed up. It's like he was like, "Dude," he's like, "I heard what happened. Are you good?" And he's like, "Did you just like can't get?" I was like, "No, it's broken." He's like, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry." And it was actually really cool just connecting with these guys and stuff.
Yeah.
And then your bike was fine, my bike was fine.
I'm glad for that because we scraped it up.
Well, for sure.
And I mean, obviously, rental companies are used to that, but these were like brand new bikes.
Brand new tires, everything.
Like
Ready for the season.
yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh man, I mean, even me. So I mean, how gnarly the snotch is. Like even me getting the bike down,
You scraped it
I
up.
scraped up the head tube and the fork.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like, damn it. But
And but we got
that's expected.
the bike show was great, and then I was just like, dude, let's go to the brewery next door, Moab Brewery. And it says, all right, I had a great burger, I had a great beer, and
I got a lot of water in me and then a beer, and that was good.
yeah, I've had 2 beers, an old fashioned, and working on another beer, so I'm good. That was good. A high elevation, double IPAs,
So the moral of the story is,
drink beers when you crash.
actually, when I broke my arm, like me, who was with me?
Jeff
Yeah, Jeff stayed.
just stayed with you. I
Yeah.
didn't.
And so we went access road,
Mhm.
and I was actually able to, sit on there and ride, or not ride, but just coast.
Yeah.
But then we got the main road, and I like by then the pain started to really come through.
Yeah.
Like you're feeling it now.
Mm-hmm.
I got more beer. Damn it. I was like, great. But anyways, long story short, a truck came down and was coming down. They're just like, "Do you need a lift?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they had a beer, so I just put it in my sling like that and just had it next to the thing just to take the pain away.
Yeah.
And then I drank it after that. So
Do you remember what it was?
I don't.
Oh, brother. Do you have a picture of it?
I had no. I really was outside of my mind.
My brother loves me so much that from the Portland airport, he brought me Freem beer from the Pacific Northwest, which is one of our favorites that you got me onto. And so when you pulled that out, that this is what we're going to drink after we ride, I was like, yes.
I've got you onto a lot of things. Hopefully, it's all been good
Mountain bike.
in later years. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's
mountain
good.
bike's good looking.
Hey, you helped me turn my life around. You helped me.
I mean, I am the sole reason for that. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And yeah. Well, with Jesus, but yeah. But you also led me, or not led me to Jesus, but like pointed me, reminder of Jesus. But like, yeah, this was a great experience.
Wow. I'm just blown away.
Yeah, this was great. Like it was different.
Yeah.
But we adjust to the crap, dude. Like, oh, sorry, real quick. I could be pissed off. I could be, why did we do this? Why didn't you talk me out of that? I could blame so much. But it's all on me. I decided,
Mhm.
and I tried it. I tried a really hard, scary thing. I knew it was scary.
It was like ball scary. That's the only pros really do that.
And I thought I could maybe do it.
Yeah.
Like I was pretty convinced, and I didn't. I don't. It also doesn't make sense how I didn't do it. So I feel like it was I just meant like the immediate steer.
Yeah,
That was weird. That was weird.
What I think, and we don't have to belabor this, but like, I think it's what you said when you're going to this, going at something technical, and the rear wheel hangs up. That throws off your weight, throws off your braking,
Goes
throws off
this
your.
way.
I mean, absolutely. But in that critical moment, you're top heavy, facing straight down just because of the gnarliness of it. So like you say, where it's like, oh, just, leaning, and then it, because it did hit that. There's a little tiny shelf, and it just hit it. And I also wonder if at the time you had the brakes on, because we talked about like, hey, when you're on there, you might have to the ability to break
Yeah.
slow
Hard
break
myself.
control. In hindsight, looking at the other guys, they just let go. And so I wonder if the combination of those, you got to that little lip and you're braking so the front wheel couldn't turn over it. And so it jerked and you OTP. Anyways,
Yeah, no,
That's
no, I
what it
know.
feels
That's
like.
great. That's great insight because I literally was like, let's go. And then what is happening? I'm on the ground and I'm hurt. Like it was just like really fast. Just, all right, we got this on the ground. You know, it's just like, damn, like what on earth happened? So,
did you hear me calling you names?
yeah, like freaking dumb face and that's idiot.
Definitely my go-to. Dumb bitch.
You were like, stupid, you stupid.
Why would you do that? Yeah. No, I was just like, damn it, why did we do this?
I know. I also thought of just like you being like, as an older brother taking care of me, of just like, why didn't I tell him not to do? You know, like, hey, look,
I mean, but honestly, like we've had moments like this, like in Bend, where you wanted to try that raw craziness with our brother-in-law Eric, and it was like, dude, you got some cojones, and your mind is set for it. There's something to be said about that.
dude, I was so ready for that.
You ended up not doing it.
Yeah.
I think.
The other guys that showed up were like, "Oh, the hospital's 5 minutes."
Yeah, you had outside influences from D-bag, not D-bags, but they're just, yeah, whatever. And for real, but no, I think it was a continuation of that. It's just like you're younger, you know, you you're experiencing this. You haven't broken anything in the last, ever however long you've been mountain biking. I don't remember how long.
Well,
7 years?
no longer than that. It was like 2017, so almost 8. Yeah, 8 years.
Numbers.
But like at the beginning, I broke my wrist at Whistler.
Oh, that's sorry about that.
Girl, she went to an 8, like a 10-day, 11-day trip with like a lot of guys at a whole condo and a lot of our buddies. And the first run of the day, I broke my wrist. So mad.
It's bad news.
And I had to go down a green trail, holding my wrist here. And I went to the Whistler. It's like where Whistler or Whistler was like, hey, they refunded me my whole lip taken. They were so apologetic. A great 10-day vacation of just chilling. They're just hanging around. But like, yeah. So and that was 2017, 20. Yeah, 2017.
Dude, look how far you've come though, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just even your response and
Yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah. So, anyways, we had a great time.
Yeah. So
You
okay.
killed it. What?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think total mileage for me was
24?
24 miles. I think
24, 25. Yeah.
something like that.
Mine was 5.
Yay!
Not counting the packing out, the going back 5, the 2 miles back track. But I let other people take care of me.
And now you have a new countdown.
I do have a new countdown that it also tracks with the next countdowns that have coming up, which we'll discuss in the next episode.
Yep. So this countdown's done. This is done, and we're partying.
Success. We did it. We did exactly what we. Success. This is exactly how we thought we'd go. And
Okay, so let's say we were healthy. Let's say you made it down.
Yeah.
Like for myself, like that was definitely pushing my limits. Now, part of it was I didn't sleep like at all last night. I felt sick, and my back had been hurting for the last 2 weeks. So I didn't have a lot of good priming to this moment, but like I'm cramping. It just feels good to
be done.
okay. I did that.
You did it.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And like
And you've done some crazy shit. Bigger shit than I've done at like Whistler.
When I was younger.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, right? But you were still older than me now.
But I feel like this was, I mean, so old man me, this was like nah, you're good, bro. Feel that pain. You're good. This was like the I could have gone harder or gnarlier. There was plenty of things I walked because I'm like, no, I'm just not. I'm gonna live another day.
After me,
Yeah,
you could have lied. I'm just kidding.
and I nailed everything, man. Triple backflip. It's cool.
Hit the second notch.
Like to thank my friends.
Your nose is so red. I love it,
Dude, like after riding a bit, I'm like, I gotta get some sunscreen on me. Yeah, skin grafts are no fun. But
Dad.
yeah. So but it was just like this was good. This was a good, well-rounded. Like I pushed myself past my boundaries. I had to do a lot of self-talk all this time. Like your back is what it is. It's gonna be fine. Um, oh, you didn't get sleep last night, dude, bro. It's gonna be fine. You feel sick. You're gonna burn it out. It's cool. Feel sick later. And so it was nice, like for me to just go. Oh, it's not perfect. Your brother's not there. Um, just go with it, man.
Yeah.
And I got one of my buddies just like, yeah, I hope it was good alone time. And it
Okay.
was. I mean, I wasn't totally alone because there was a lot of other groups around. But, all in all, it was just good to be in God's earth and see beauty I've never seen before,
Yeah.
experience trails that are just beyond me, and all that stuff like that. So, I wish our celebration was more like, "Yeah, bro, we did it." You did the shuttle service back down,"
Yeah.
Um, but I think it lends itself. It is what it is. Life's gonna happen. Was that a dumb decision or was it just what it was gonna be? Um, you still have, all right, what's next? What do I
Yeah.
wanna do next? What's my next countdown kind of thing? And I think it's been a successful 6 months or whatever this countdown has been
Yeah.
leading up to this point, and maybe even telling how you're handling this mentally,
Yeah.
because things are gonna come up, breaks are gonna come up,
Well,
life's
and
gonna happen.
I'm gonna be back in Utah in September. I don't know if Haley and I are gonna come down to here, but we can go to Park Falls Mountain Bike Park, and her and I might come here in December before the snow hits, and might hit it again. I'm not probably not. I'm not getting the snatch again.
Yeah, I was
But I know she can handle the whole enchilada without the snatch, like at least the first half, and I know she'll grow for the second half and be able to do that. So
Yeah, it was so cool though because the groups that are around us. So there was Dave and his cronies,
yeah,
and they were cool, goofy dudes, younger. But then there was a group of 5 girls,
nice,
probably in their mid-20s,
dude.
and like they were just going for it, and they weren't all decked out or anything like that. They were, and I loved it because it was a lot of like I'd go take a break, get some air, and a group would pass me, and then I'd continue on, and then they're taking a break, and it was a lot of back and forth like that.
Yeah,
So it's fun to like pass up these gals, and then in the distance I could hear them. Yeah, way to hit that drop, Stacy, or I don't know
love it.
what's the name these days. I'll say
That's my barber's name.
there you go, Stacy. Whatever it was. And they're stoked.
Yeah,
And it was just like I love this.
dude. I love it because today is International Women's MTB Day,
Boom.
which is a big deal, and also like women are capable to do all of this as we are. They're just not given as much opportunities because they're stuck as moms or whatever. They're not pushed to get here. Not that every woman wants to do this, but like go freaking do it. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna work on our next some more ibuprofen. We're gonna work on our next countdowns because this is just what happens.
Mhm. I lived. I should have been fucked up, but I wasn't. I think this is going to lead to your next countdown, or one of them. You know, just the rehab process, the mindset, all that stuff like that. So, anyways, we can end it here because you're in pain.
I haven't gone to the doctor yet. I'm probably gonna go back tomorrow when I get to California, and I don't have my wallet with my ID cards here, so it's another day.
Your insurance.
Just my insurance as
Yeah.
well. It's another day. Just be like, oh, it's So, that we'll use protocols.
Well, I know people that will speak to, feel the pain. Let your body, let your body feel the pain to know what to do with it. That's a whole nother episode and all the above, but yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, you are the man.
You're the man.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you.
Sorry this sucks.
It's all good. I don't know if my phone's still operating. It died. Oops. It was, I could stop hearing you a little.
Okay. Well, we can,
It definitely heard both of us.
yeah.
When we were doing this.